Graduating class of 2014, Mr. Shuck, excuse me, let me try this one again. Graduating class of 2014. Mr. Shuck, Dr. Martin, Mr. Parikh, and members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, friends, and family. Time out. Time in. Now I've had the time of my life. Overtime, downtime, just in time, time's up. You're once, twice, 3 times a lady. A wrinkle in time, the time machine, the land before time. Now this is the one I need you on. My loneliness is killing me, baby. I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
All right, so from Britney Spears to St. Augustine, here we go. In 397 CE, in his Confessions, St. Augustine asked the question, what then is time? He answered the question by stating, if no one asks me, I know what it is. If I wish to explain it to him who asks, I do not know. Kind of a cop-out, right? St. Augustine's explanation for something that baffles and befuddles us sounds a lot like how a Supreme Court justice once defined obscenity. Quote, I know it when I see it. And let's face it, time is obscene. It offends our sense of morality when it restricts our daily activities. It is depraved in that it laughs at the folly of our youth, only to debilitate our health as we grow older. We are obsessed by time, surrounded by its ubiquity, and yet we can never seem to find enough of it. In our quest to take advantage of our time, we regularly find that time appears to be taking advantage of us. What could be more obscene than that? That said, I'd like to propose 2 potential solutions on how we can turn the tables on time. There's the time travel approach and the cosmological approach. First, the time travel approach. Princeton astrophysicist J. Richard Gott is convinced, and I'm not making this up, that he has it figured out. Professor Gott has theorized that the key piece of equipment for time travel is a cosmic string, a thin but infinite thread of energy left over from the Big Bang. So when you have 2 of these cosmic strings pass each other at a rapid pace, they will warp space-time sufficiently to enable you to actually go back in time. And Professor Gott's calculations are all consistent with Einstein's field equations. There are only 3 teensy-weensy problems with this plan. The first is that cosmic strings are only theoretical. The second is that we'd have to be lucky enough to find 2 infinite cosmic strings that just happen to be passing each other at the right time and place that we need them to make the time machine work. And the third is that even if we were able to pull this off, the ultimate result would be the creation of a black hole that would suck in the time traveler, the time machine, and the entire solar system. That said, this might not be our best approach. So how about the cosmological approach? This one is particularly appealing because it allows us to lengthen our days by doing nothing and letting the universe do the work for us. You see, in 1962, paleontologist John Wells discovered, quite by accident, that as recently as 450 million years ago, one Earth year consisted of 415 days. 360 million years ago, a single year had been reduced to 400 days. So what is happening is that the Earth's rotation is actually slowing down at the rate of 54 billionths of a second per day, meaning that, among other things, today really is the shortest day of the rest of your life. This is good news! Tomorrow, you will have 54 billionths of a second longer to sleep in without affecting the rest of your day. And the numbers keep adding up. Consider this. With American life expectancy at 79.8 years, you should expect to live another 61.8 years, or about 22,257 days. So without lifting a finger over the next 61.8 years, with 54 billionths of a second added every day to your 24-hour day, the total amount of time that will be added to your life is, drum roll please, a whopping 1.355 seconds. So maybe neither of these solutions is going to solve our conflict with the limitations of time. But what if we're thinking about time in the wrong way? What if we're asking the wrong questions? In the song Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads, there's a lyric that deserves our consideration. Time isn't holding us. Time isn't after us. Think about this for a minute. Time isn't holding us. Time isn't after us. Maybe in thinking of time as overwhelming and controlling, we are assuming that time wants to overwhelm and control us. Maybe time itself simply doesn't care. Maybe we should be thinking of ourselves not as imprisoned by time, but as freed by time. Maybe the right way to think about time is less Jim Croce's "If I could save time in a bottle," and more the Rolling Stones' "Time is on my side." Yes, it is. If that's the case, and I believe it is, the logical direction in which to take this keynote is to advise you to live each moment to its fullest. To take the time to smell the roses, as my very own guidance counselor once told my frazzled and frenetic high school self. And I think that's great advice if you can do it. But to be honest, I have yet to figure out how to do that myself. When it comes to rose smelling, personally, I'm not there yet. Still, there is something I can tell you to do, and that is to enjoy the journey. To recognize, to embrace the highs and the lows. To celebrate and to mourn. To go out there and really screw something up. And to look back at and laugh at what you did or said. To push yourself to take risks, to succeed at some of your endeavors, and to fail at others. To dream too big, to meet disappointment, and then to keep on dreaming. To be assaulted by dishonesty and chicanery, but to refuse the allure of cynicism. To fall in love, to have your heart broken, and then to do it all again. That's what living is. And you, class of 2014, are in exactly the right place to take full advantage of it. As singer and poet Paul Simon put it, you were born at the right time. Think about it. Of the 13.8 billion years of the life of this universe, you live in the infinitesimally small percentage of time during which life on Earth has even been possible. Of all the life forms on Earth, you are a member of the only species in the known universe that can communicate with itself through symbolic language, and that can use that unique ability to adapt and thrive in any environment. Of the approximately 80 billion human beings who have walked this earth, you are a part of the exclusive club of 7 billion who live today and have unprecedented access to trillions of human experiences through a device in your pocket. And in what is perhaps the most unique characteristic that you all share, you are of the very lucky and the very few who have been loved enough to graduate from La Jolla Country Day School. Woo! That's right, love. It is love that has powered you through to today. It is the love of your parents who, for all of their faults, and they have many, have sacrificed their health, their bank accounts, and their natural hair coloring so that they could see you achieve what you have today. It is the love of your teachers who, for all our faults, and we have many, want to be with you to guide you, to share in your life, and to spend our weekends grading your work and writing strongly worded emails to your parents about your missing assignments. And it is the love of the parents and teachers of your parents and teachers The people who provided us with the inspiration and who taught us that the lesson that to give is to receive and that doing good is not the same thing as doing well. You are the legacy of thousands, of millions, of billions. You stand on the shoulders of giants. People who came before you so that you could be here at this moment, and so that we could be here at this moment with you, as your lives are ahead of you and your destinies are yet to be determined. And what you do with your lives, that is entirely up to you. As the Buddha said, wherever you go, there you are. Sometime today, do yourself a favor. Take a moment and think about what it took to get you here. Then start thinking about what you want to do with that. And over the next 5, 10, 20 years, continue to refine that answer. Take all the time you need to explore those dead ends. As J.R.R. Tolkien reminds us, all that is gold does not glitter. Not all those who wander are lost. And every 5, 10, 20 years, come back and tell us, in the words of the Grateful Dead, what a long, strange trip it's been. Because whether we live or we die, everyone assembled in this amphitheater at this moment in time will always be there for you and will always believe in you. We know that time is on our side because we have achieved our goal, and that is to be right here, right now, watching you walk across the stage. Remember, class of 2014, time isn't holding you. Time isn't after you. Time is on your side. Thank you.